Okay, I have a slight cold, but that's not gonna stop me from making this video. So let me tell you what happened recently, and when it happened, I literally just saw God in that moment, and I wanted to share it with you. Maybe this would inspire and motivate you to get up. There are times that God is making something in your aching. So you might be aching about something, but God is making something better. Not just one thing better, lots of things better. But you just have to sit on the plank. You just have to wait for Him. So my whole desk, after lots of days of trying, it was finally him and somebody else. They were able to make a small car out of this Lego thing that we got for him. Just tiny, tiny Legos that could make a car. It had wheels and all those things. So it was really good size. And Jeremiah was playing one random time and then ruined it, and that made Jenny really upset. It sat on the bed or on the couch and it was sad about it. Anyway, that's a whole story for another day. Did the whole thing with Jeremiah to make sure his brother knows that he's mad and all those things. But anyway, after that, I about an hour or two later, my husband then came home, and guess what their dad had? He had four cards in his bag. And then he said, surprise! And JD was like, you love surprises. Then he got his dad, and they had ended him like two cars, like one car for him, one car for Jeremiah. It was just those tiny little cars. And oh my goodness, he was so excited about it. It was screaming in excitement, and he ran to the living room with it. His dad actually had two more cars inside the bag. I'm like, no, don't give that to him yet. That would be for another time. So he kept it. But in that moment, something just kicked in my head sometimes. There is a there's God is making and cooking something, even though we're aching, even though you're in pain. He has four different things lined up for you. Because as long as you love God, as long as you're acknowledging you have your sick, so you're seeking Him. If you need to, you're praying and you're fasting about things. God will clarify things for you, and that's hard to believe. Even for me, sometimes it's hard for me to just fully trust 100%. But I'm just constantly learning that God is making something in my aching. God is His plan and purpose for me would stand sure as long as I love Him. As long as I seek Him, His plan and purpose for me will stand sure. I listened to something recently, and it was this explaining the difference between God's plan and purpose. If God's plan is for you to get here, right? If that's His purpose, it wants you to get here. You love God, because for those who love God, it will make everything work together for good. And then it gives you option, your will, because we're not just puppets with Him, right? It gives us the right to say yes or no, to accept Him or to do what He wants us to do. But as long as you love God and you accept His will, and you're seeking His will, even if this is His purpose, and you decide that, okay, I'm just gonna go this way, even though God has given me option to go this way or this way, and you decide to go this way, trust me, God, according to what I learned, God will move the door of His purpose that way for you. As long as you love God, it would, now my hands are like out of scope. God has moved His purpose that way for you, because this is the way you've chosen, so you can still achieve His purpose. And granted, it might take a little bit longer. It might take a little bit longer for my family to drive from all the way west where I'm leaving through Dallas to get to Houston. But at the same time, that doesn't mean we're not going to get to Houston. We're going to get to Houston. It's just a longer route going through Dallas when I could have gone through another route. So, and that's exactly how God works. There's a making in your aching. So just understand that and believe that and trust that. And God's plan and God's purpose for you, God's purpose ultimately will stand true, will stand sure. But you just have to make sure you continue seeking Him. If you have to fast and pray about it, you are, and you continue to acknowledge Him as the guide. We have, you know how excited we get when we get a mentor who had been through whatever it is we're going through, and we think of them as like, oh, they're like, I really don't want to use the word in my mouth right now, but and you also think of them like, oh, they have long years of experience in this room, they can teach me. Now imagine having the Ancient of Days behind you, like in my language it's called what's Ancient of Days in Yoruba? I just went blank. Dang it, I just went blank. I still thought about it recently. Ancient of Days. No, it's not. Goodness God, where's my mom and my dad? I just went blank. But anyway, just Ancient of Days. Like, ancient. Like you have the ancient person, not even older than whoever your mentor is, older than whoever you aspire to be. He's there to guide us. He's the ancient of days. You can't run past him. He is like ancient. He is just, it's not, dang. I can't remember this ancient of days in Yoruba. But anyway, it's not a logo, girl. It's not Agbani Lagbaton. Man, okay. I'm just gonna stop this video here. If you remember what Ancient of Days is in Yoruba or in your language, if there's another word for Ancient of Days, you can comment it. I just can't. I just went blank. Like I had it right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, have a good day. I hope this inspires you and motivates you and helps you flourish in the next season of your life. Have a great day.